now we are in the highlight of the Matador long plan as we already seen in the intro. It did not go well, but I'm gonna add it in so you guys can see what the outcome was like. Now the Matador, obviously, we have been slotted. The main reason we slotted is because the time where it was Holland, and also at that time I didn't have my steering wheel. I've used the steering wheel in Brazil, but in Mexico I didn't. I used controller, so as we will later on Mexico, it's been Holland, and obviously we got lap 17 restart due to Jack, not Jack, Victor Martin. Victor Martin was so unlucky last day. He was so unlucky. He actually spun out in turn one, like lap 15. So ultimately, it cost Miata the floor, but he was actually on the roll for doing fantastic, but he failed unfortunately. And we've got a Nation Chase. It's now been active for Chatty and Powertrain. So both of those Nation are going to start maybe making some changes at going 2026. So I'm quite excited to see what we can do with those resignation changes. But of course, now coming to the end of the Master Tour, we finished P20, so it's been quite a horrible race and Matt win with Lando Sutton and Newton Canona came third. So Matt is helping himself in the championship as he now 65 points ahead of Lando Norris, and the Norris bought it 122 points. I think it's safe today to got it in the bar, but we went ahead and began our sprint highlight of the Brazil long plane in the sprint. So we obviously done a pretty good job there. We used a steering wheel in the Sao Paulo, and I was fairly still. I've done all right. I didn't do all the good that I like to be able to drive around the Brazil, even though we all know historically I love São Paulo. It's one of my favourite tracks. It's a track that I'm very, very strong last season. But obviously here we have to do some things slightly different due to the steering wheel I've got. The whole driving style, it completely threw me off because it's everything that's brand new. So I had to learn how to adapt and try to get better at we run, of course, a move on the inside, taking a double overtake, which I thought was quite good, especially with the steering wheel. This was the third time using it, so I would say well done to me for making a really good move. But we obviously have been doing a really good job, and we're trying to make some good progress. Another thing, as we couldn't quite get it stuck down, we had to end up sliding it at some point early on before this lap began. So we obviously see there's a bit of a unfortunate thing that's been going on, and the other problem we've been dealing with is the engine issue. I replaced all the components, but there was one component I did not replace, and that is the internal combustion engine. And I believe there's another one, I'm not sure what it was, but I've been not replacing that, and that affected my race a little bit. And I also did make a contact with Alex Albon because Albon our brake ended up being later, and it was very unexpected. So I didn't know he got a fun wind damage, but this is where he got really, really funny at one point. During this lap 11, everybody clunked up, bunches up, and we went off the track to avoid the whole thing and just overtaking everybody. I got myself to finish P8 when Hamilton unfortunately made that last minute overtake on Miata just before lap 12 ended.
It's a Saturday showdown. Anyone fancy some hot laps around Interlagos? It's qualifying day here for the São Paulo Grand Prix.
I'm still not over with what happened in the sprint. I'll be very frank with you. I was laughing my head off when I was watching the replay, which I will show you at some point. But the reason why it was so funny is because in real life, if you see any car basically yellow flag. You aren't really supposed to overtake them, basically. But I think with the moment, with Yuki Tsunoda has spun somehow, and of course got himself in a really bad position, and for some reason everybody stopped on the track, even though it's safe to move, but Yuki was off the track. So they could have carried on with no problem whatsoever, but that was not the case for them. But here I come. I just went, oh, basically, and I just went around, but it was so unexpected. Like, I didn't anticipate it that happening. I was like, what's going on? When I got close started, I was so locked in driving the car, the steering wheel, I just forget what's happening around me. And miracle happened. I managed to avoid all the accident and moved up the P7. The P7, then I locked the plate down to P8, unfortunately. But now we're starting using the steering wheel properly from São Paulo qualifying all the way to the Grand Prix, and I made it through. The 2-2, which is quite solid, but you know, I'm happy with how I've been doing things. I just got to practice and practice on the steering wheel, because being on the steering wheel is a completely brand new thing. I've tried it before and it didn't quite work out, but this time around I want to commit into it. So I went ahead and clocked the line, took myself P14 behind Victor Martin, so I want to try and beat him. But if I try to get the 2 lead, that's fine. If I can beat Victor Martin, I'm a happy man. But that is why I took the opportunity and tried and do a fantastic run in the second flying lap. I thought I was going to top the line quite a bit of a time since I touched it there. But unfortunately, I didn't manage to make it low to Tuesday, but I was out in P13 ahead of Martin, Liam Lawson slower, Charles Leclerc and Oliver, as we are now, to go ahead and shut down what happened in the Sao Paulo Grand Prix.
Welcome along then to where heroes and history are made. It's where the 2008 title was decided in the very final corner. And just 1 year later, Jenson Button stormed through from 14th on the grid to claim his one and only Drivers' Championship. It's time then for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Interlagos, always a very special race here in Brazil. It's a 2.7-mile circuit with 9 lefts and 6 rights for a total of 15 corners. The fastest lap today should have an average speed of around 135 miles per hour, if, of course, the weather stays dry until the end of the Grand Prix. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, edging out Lando Norris, who'll start from P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Russell, Tsunoda, Alex Albon and Fernando Alonso, Gasly, Antonelli, Leclerc and Ritomo Miata, Lawson, Martins, Oscar Piastri and Stroll, Doohan, Ocon, Nico Hülkenberg and Isaac Hadjar, Hamilton, Sainz, Bortoletto and Ollie Behrman rounds off the grid. With preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track. And alongside me today, former Formula One driver and former world champion too. See, told you I'll give you a big intro. Anthony Davidson, hello. Well, we celebrated their first appearance on the grid. Let's look back now at what has been a really good first season for our new team.
Yeah, they've made it through the entire season in Formula One, Crofty. No mean feat at all. And they've learnt a lot this season. They can take that knowledge into next year to hopefully have an even better season.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Yeah. Well, we can't exactly expect Miata to be able to do that, considering his form has been on a really knocking lie, basically. So that's something we need to kind of try and have a conversation about it and see if they can improve it as we go into 2026. He is very much safe. I'm not worried about it. I know Miata is a brilliant driver. He shows some really good performances this season, specifically the earlier part of the season. Maybe he's feeling a little bit tired, fatigued or something. But I know in his head, he worked very, very hard to try and bring that form back. He wants to be able to do a fantastic job going to basically the next couple final races. So we now lined up to the lead, waiting for the 5 red light to get ready to go underway. And it's on Matt Verstappen on the pole, and it's now out. And Matt Verstappen had the fantastic start for himself, but Lando Norris had the pretty okay start. But Russell and Newton Tanono are going side by side now, going down into turn 3. Tan Russell will keep himself ahead of Newton Tanono, or will Russell fail again to Newton? But of course, everybody is on fairly similar strategy, only 2 maybe 3 are on a soft tyre, so strategy is quite different for those drivers that are on a completely different tyre strategy. But nonetheless, we done a pretty good start. Miata got himself up to P9 ahead of his teammates, so he's doing pretty good. We're just gonna try and keep it together and just get ourselves in the point. I'm not bothered where I finish, as long as it's in top 10. That is the main goal right now. We start slow and build our way up. And Miata going for the move on the inside of Pierre Gasly, and has done a fantastic job on that move, being very brave, not feeling confident, and just sending it when the opportunity opened up for Miata. And of course, Jordan Russell now got the P lead back for himself ahead of Newton Tanono. And now we've got Mr. Martin, who is chasing down Pierre Gasly. We've got Otto Piastri, who's going to enjoy the party 1, but 2 now. He's going to overtake 2 drivers. Can Piastri make his stick? It looks like might be able to. Yes, he does. Otto Piastri, fantastic move. That was 2 overtakes, but that was quite impressive. I thought he'd only be able to do 1, but nah, he proved it too. He can do 2 overtakes. That was a fantastic job from Otto Piastri. We've got Albon and Timmy at the area are having a battle against each other, and Albon is of course putting himself in a really solid play to be able to score some massive points. And Fernando Alonso, who's in P5, and I believe that is his highest position so far this season. If he can finish there, that'll be a bit hard to Aston Martin, who they are quite far back, compared to Brittany Motorsport, who is currently in the 6th place than Aston Martin, I believe down P8 or P9. So of course, top 5 was really good finish for Fernando Alonso, and we've got Lando Norris going there into lap. They're chasing after Matt Verstappen, as of course he wants to win and give himself a chance for the championship. And at the end, had overtaken Albon, and Albon is doing defense again to Miata, and Miata, brilliant move. He got the moves done, centering inside, so well done to Miata now to chase down Arthur at the end. But will he have the pace to complete again to Mercedes? They were quite strong this season, especially to see that performances in George Russell, so maybe we might not get the chance, but we are not going to give up that easily. We are telling Miata, try and push, but look out for your tyre as much as you can. Just want to try and do that one stop strategy, but it could be quite difficult to do that. It'd be pushing hard, and Miata, he might not be able to get it done really well. And we've got Piastri, who's now making a move on Alex Albon, trying to get the move done. It looks like he might have, yes he does, but unfortunately he won't get the other. But even Albon gets no the other. It's thanks to Martin, can he get double overtake or not? No, that is not the case. Unfortunately, Albon retaliated and got his place back by being very brutal, giving a little bit of elbow, forcing him to do some defensive move, and no, he pulled it off, so good job for Alex Albon. But now Miata is getting closer to at the end, and we don't have to worry about at the end be inside that the other way who Fernando Alonso they got the chance that the move done right here and right now. We need to try and pull it off as we're going wide on the inside line, shift it over to the right to allow the outer to Miata to get it done. Looks like he might not be able to. No, he doesn't. Miata unfortunately had to live another day behind at the yellow, and Piastri once again had overtaken Albon, but this time can he keep it play? And Albon got to the other. Will he get past the Piastri? No, he does not. That was the part that considering Albon had the other last lap and managed to overtake Piastri, but this time with the other, he can overtake Piastri. What is going on there? I have no idea what's happening right there. But the good news for Miata, he got a bit of a breathing room to the tyre behind, but he's got to try and manage the tyre as much as he can. And we got Victor Martin, who's now making a move on Alex Albon, and this is the third time I'm actually seeing him making some really good move after joining the outside line. Can he get it done? But of course, the inside line is quite superior for everybody who stick to it. But it's going to be side by side between both of them, and it's the other that racing who is the last one to play. Victor Martin lost himself ahead, but Albon knew to the experience. He managed to stick to on the inside and holding Victor Martin back. The Albon and really good defending, but that will affect Albon's chances to try and take down Piastri, who is now within the other distance to Miata, and Miata have lost quite a bit of a time to act together. Unfortunately, that not during the hope to try and save twice as much as we can, but luckily we might be able to do it. No! Bit snap for Miata! That is not going to be a bit helping hand. For Miata, that will be quite a bit of threat on him. Can he still get the other? No, he doesn't. The other has missed because he had a bit of a snap coming out of the corner, and that helping Piastri quite a lot. But it doesn't matter because further down the line in lap 7, we managed to stay back in the fight of the other distance to at the yellow. We just got to try and just keep it together. Don't make any costly mistake. But we can see Fernando Alonso, it's not that far away, so you might be able to get ourselves into the fight for top 5, and that would be absolutely brilliant to experience that kind of fight. That's not be able to do that for quite a while, but in lap 8 and Lando nodded a Matt Verstappen, and Matt just got a little bit wide, but he still managed to hold together. I thought he might have touched that and spun on that because it looked like he was really off there, but Matt still being Matt Verstappen, and in a lot of timing, we can see the move being maintained for Victor Martin and Alex Albon at the same time. Lando Norris has got the move done on the inside, taking the lead of the São Paulo Grand Prix and up the Piastri on the inside of the Miata, and he's going to try to get it done, but he can't seem to get it done. And Victor Martin now officially ahead of Alex Albon. Now that is a bit time for quite some nice points connected for the São Paulo Grand Prix, and I'm very happy that we are doing pretty good so far. Hopefully it does not go downhill after this, but in lap 10, Matt has been stuck behind Lando for a couple of laps. This is the opportunity for him to get back ahead of Lando. No, can he get it done? The other is open for Matt Verstappen. Lando give him a little squeeze, but Matt on the inside, he's being brave, being bold, and he's just got the move done. Fantastic work for Matt Verstappen, and we've got a lot of timing of at the yellow, and Fernando Alonso are having a battle, and Fernando comes out on top, showing why experience is more superior compared to Mutti and Piastri. Obviously already overtaken Miata Qualdo, and Miata lost a lot of the time to Piastri. Unfortunately, then we started to feel the wear of our tyre, but that'll be a bit case where we need to start thinking about starting to change. Do it box early and go for that 2-stop starting because between the slotted as we just touched that, and another bad news you can see in our MFD engine issue now being active. So remember I mentioned about internal combustion engine and then another part have what it was. Both of them have now got more severe damage, as you can see, 60% for the top one, and then 59% I believe for internal combustion engine. So clearly the power is starting losing quite rapidly potentially if I don't retire for the engine. But Albon being the first one in the pit in lap 13, Albon just got a new tyre on, and I believe Sauber is also coming in, yeah, and we got Esteban Ocon have also just taken to that 3 different cars that should put it, assuming he put in all of them are on shop tyre. I don't know, it's fairly early to come in test me out, we're just coming by lap 15, lap 16 potentially, as long he knows how to manage the tyre. But Max Verstappen sits off for overtaking Lando Norris again. He managed to pull away quite a pretty good gap. The man is now getting that in a very controlled racing for potential fixed lane in the São Paulo Grand Prix, and that was a really good performance from Max Verstappen. He's on quite a bit wear on a tyre wear basically, and he's still done a really good job, and he now got about over 70% on the wear, and we've got Piastri now joining the fight of Fernando and Attiali. Oh no, big spin for Miata! Miata had the spin. Miata just made a mistake at his top tier. Basically 3 positions dropped out the P11. He had to recover now, or otherwise he missed out a bit point score. Victor Martin got that chance now, but Miata needed to get back in there. But with that big spin, that is going to affect the tyre wear. He was trying to nurture it, but it looks like that might not happen anymore. We might have to come in. We were supposed to come in down in lap 15. We were be okay to do that, but unfortunately, because that spin is stuck back, we now to have to come in and put the hard tyre on, and hopefully that hard tyre will just do a lot better. That is my hope for Miata. And we've got Piastri now making a move on Fernando Alonso on the inside. Can Piastri get it done? Looks like he did. Yeah, Fernando Alonso unfortunately lost the plate, and Miata, as you can see, has put a brand new hard tyre on now. This is the hope for one stop strategy to pay off potentially, and I don't know how much time we can recover, but we obviously had a bit of a spin that knocked out the P11, so it's a matter of fact of pushing really hard in just 2 laps and then look after the tyre all the way to the end. That is probably a strategy. But Max Verstappen, who is now about to enter lap 60, have not come in yet, is now ascending the lead over Lewis section. That is extremely impressive for Max Verstappen. He must have looked off at that tyre early on to allow him to be able to ascend the lead a lot more further with lower tyre wear compared to the section play. That could be the case how Max to do a fantastic job. But for Miata, he's got a lot of recovering to do as we enter the lap 60 already. We've got Miata now to try and make a move on Liam Lawson. Can't get it done, to have to settle behind Liam Lawson for another triple corner. We got the pace to beat Lawson, that for sure. But in last timing, Max Verstappen have just came in and he's made it a hard way through the track where Miata is. So that shows you the distance between Miata and Max is absolutely massive difference here. And Russell actually came in as well. So Russell is hoping to be able to pull off the undercut on Lando Norris, and Piastri just came in to put a new tyre on. It's dropping down to P10, but it fairly got himself a chance short on point, and we got Leclerc, Gasly and Martin are having a battle for that P7, but Russell is coming out of the pit. They are going to join in with George Russell. No, Russell is ahead, so he will have the tyre advantage and be able to pull away quicker, so he doesn't have to worry about the 3 tires behind being inside that DRS. That was so much for Russell Racing, because he won't get that undercut strategy to pay off again to Lando Norris. And Miata, who's already gone to lap 70, overtaken Liam Lawson, and he's got Nico Hulkenberg chasing down, but he's on a stop tyre and it's going to wear out quite quickly anyway. We're not worried about Nico Hulkenberg. But we've got Gasly and Charles Leclerc are having a battle. Can they typically Leclerc hovering on the inside line, but it looks like they're going to stay behind Pierre Gasly and we've got Newton Talona, who just came out of the pit, and they all who's coming out of the pit is already pitted anyway. And we've got Albon, who had pitted for the stop tyre early on, and we've got Victor Martin coming out of the pit. So it's done late. Who's going to get that P12 at the pit exit? It seems that Victor Martin had managed to beat Miata, which tried to make some shit. That mistake that Miata had made with a big spin in turn 1, that of course will affect Miata racing as he's ready to start. Maybe fighting against Victor Martin if he can hold on to it, because Victor Martin is now on a brand new hard tyre that is well more comfortable to deal with compared to Miata, who's about, I think, 3-4 laps old. So there's a big difference between those tyres, 3-4 laps old tyres. That's quite a bit of a shame. And we've got a lot of timing that Miata and Martin made to the move, and Charles Leclerc had overtaken Gasly. And Miata have now gone ahead and made the move on Victor Martin, but Martin don't get that together. He might be able to get the move back to hell on Miata. He does it, but we let him just try and stay behind him, use the slipstream, and being very tactic about our strategy. We don't want to fight too much, because that will affect our tyre wear, and we should just try and stay close with each other so we can use that speed to catch up to all the tyres ahead and potentially try and score some double point fillers. That'll be amazing to have. But in lap 20, Albon just overtaking Jack Doohan, and Martin and Miata is getting closer to those Albon and Jack Doohan. We got the chance to maybe score P10 if we can get there, but that means only one driver in Brittany Motorsport to score that, and Jack Doohan slowed down, and he got an engine failure. He does the puff of smoke coming out of his car, and now Doohan is out of the Brazil Grand Prix party. The car was launched, had that incident in Formation Lab in 2024. I am going to make that joke to launch when he comes into the team in 2026. He's had to prepare himself for that. But let's focus back on Alex Albon. So Albon has now got a breathing room that I had to worry about Jack Doohan. Be annoying mosquito. Tried to say that for Albon, and Albon now got clear space for clear air. He can try and make some progress from that. But unfortunately for Albon, his soft tyre at approximately 7-6 lap door. That means the tyre is quite worn out, and Moza and Miata will get closer, so we definitely got the chance to do something about that, and it seems like Charles has pitted. We might get the chance to finish in P8, but we are in points together, P9 and P10, which is really good. But the thing is, we've got Charles Leclerc on potentially, so Charles will eventually catch up to us if I fight too much with Victor Martin. So we have to think about our strategy. What do we do in that situation? Do we give Victor Martin a leeway where he can try to stay ahead, and we only overtake when that opportunity gives us a clear chance of making a move? That is the thing I'm thinking about for Victor Martin and Miata to do, and now move up to P8 and P9, because Alex Albon has pitted as we are now in lap 22. Not doing a bad job so far at P8 and 9 for the third time together as a team. We can finish in the point that is the biggest achievement so far this season, and I'll be very happy if we can manage to pull it off. Victor Martin doing a fantastic job. Miata trying not to put too much pressure. Martin spun! Victor Martin spun around and it crashed into the wall. Now I believe that for the door. A fan win, damn it. Victor Martin, what is he doing? How did he make that mistake? Miata, fantastic job on avoiding the incident, but now just one car is ready to finish in the point. Just when I thought we got the better chance, but looks like that not going to happen anymore as we're watching the replay now. Victor Martin, it's quite unfortunate. He must have accelerated too much and just snapped the tire out of nowhere and just smashed straight into the wall. So he will be coming in. Well, maybe not. I don't know what the A are doing this time around, but I definitely assume he is coming in to put a new front wind on, and unfortunately there's no chance for double point unless we get some luck where everybody in top 7 gets DNF and someone ahead of Moza gets DNF, I don't know. But Charles Leclerc unfortunately has overtaken Miata up to P8, and Miata knocked out the P9, and don't forget, we are dealing with the engine issue, but we fast forward a little bit more further down to lap 25, going into lap 26, and get who? Hamilton is now right behind Miata, and he did the move done ahead of Miata, and now up to P10. This is the cleanest sight to show that the engine is just gone. There's no chance or be able to recover the race pace. The race pace is finished. And we've got Gatlin, who now chasing off from Miata for that P10. And Miata, who definitely might not be able to defend really well because the engine issue and of course the overtaking opportunity being here and one down another the other zone. I think he's done. We are going to finish outside the points potential at Gatlin. Now John ahead on the inside line, overtaking Miata, and Miata to try and get back, but it has get it done. But now got Miata future teammate Lance Lowe. It's also chasing down Miata, and that is not going to help Miata take. We now just like to deal with this suffering, the fact that our engine is decided to give up on me on the pace wide, so that's going to be the starting situation to deal with. And we've got Matt Verstappen just lapped to Hulkenberg. He just lapped the next Hulkenberg, which means the next car to lap is Adam Dolborn. He's done a fantastic job, and he's got just over, just 13-second lead ahead of Lando. Another absolutely dominant force from Matt Verstappen, as you knew that was going to be the case anyway. So well done to Matt for that victory. If something bad had happened to him though, but we got Attieri and Fernando Alonso to have a battle at some point, and we've moved back towards a lap ago. Basically, if we have not crossed the line yet, which we all have now, Lando has jumped up ahead, and Miata gone off the track. That seems like Slow has squeezed Miata out, but the reality is, Miata let himself off the track. He should have forced himself down on Stroll, but Miata is just not feeling happy or confident in the car, but that's not really too reflective on Stroll coming to the team next season. So that would be quite a shame if Stroll wasn't happy next season with the team. That'd be bad. And we just came into the pit in lap 32, we just basically given up, but we're not stopping the race. We put it on, just stop the tyre on now, and just try and go for that farthest lap. Even though we won't get the point, it's something I can try and just learn about the car. And yeah, the steering wheel, well, try to take the advantage of learning the steering wheel. And we got the move done on Isaac Hazard. So fantastic job from Miata. Even though we are struggling with power law, we can still be able to overtake some cars that's on older tyre wear. So I can play about that. But in lap 30, the final lap, Matt Verstappen is leading the São Paulo just 13 seconds. So Matt had been able to put in consistently really good performance here. And we got Miata making a move on Ollie Behrman, and it got the move done. We can now chase down at the barn, and it's also on the final lap. Well, basically the second final lap. But he's on the final lap because Matt had lapped at Miata to that start of Fernando Alonso and Kimi Attieri are having a battle now, going down to turn 1, coming up in turn 2. Can Attieri keep himself ahead, or will Fernando Alonso get low and get up the P6? And looks like it's going to be side by side, and it's going to be Fernando with the other, but Attieri seems to manage to hold on quite well, even though Alonso got the other. But Fernando going down ahead of Kimi Attieri, and that reminds me of 2020 this season with Perez and Fernando Alonso final lap back. So brilliant that was. You should have went ahead and watched that. But Matt Verstappen had caught the line and win the Brazil Grand Prix, and Lando finally caught to that line just under 13 seconds. Ooh! Matt was dominated it, and Russell had now caught the line to finish P3, and Miata also caught the line to finish P16. It's a shame. It's a shame because we were having a chance to finish in the point, but Martin, ended up crashing out. If he was staying away, I think we got this chance to do a good job.
The checkered flag is out. We're going to be hearing that Dutch national anthem again because it's victory for Max Verstappen.
And of course, what 3 race victories, a hat-trick of wins, does for a driver's confidence is huge going forward in the championship. You know, they've got the energy on their side now, and it's for the others to try and stop this progression of victories.
What a day it's been for Formula One, and what a day it's been for these 3 drivers. Time for the podium celebrations. Time for our drivers to celebrate. One of the all-time greats celebrates yet again. It's another podium, it's another top step for Max Verstappen.
A hat-trick victory for Matt. He just... I don't know, I mean, he done a fantastic job this weekend, and I don't think anyone can stop him now. I don't think that his heart at Matt is now ascending at latest 73 points, and the Red Bull is ascending 127 points. Can anyone even stop Matt or the Red Bull? I don't think so. Bloody hell. What a weekend for Matt. For that point, but now we are doing the head over to my favourite long point, and that is the last final. So hopefully we'll do some good job on our finals. I just don't know if we can pull it off, but what I do know, we are chasing everything in that component. Everything in the component, so that is going to put us in a penalty bar. I'm okay with that. I'm going to deal with it. So we're going to end it now, and I'll see you in the next episode, which will be last famous. So come in and get tuning for that episode. So don't forget, please like and dislike my video. Do you want to appreciate it, and peace out.